to our church, LA First Filipino Church of the Nazarene. At excited po ako ngayon kasi napakaganda ng pag-uusapan natin. No? Pag-uusapan po natin ang ating panglabing-apat, 14, no? Lesson number 14 sa ating 52 weeks journey of a lifetime. Yan, nasa Walk Through the Bible series po kayo. At nagsimula po tayo sa Old Testament. Mula doon sa first 5 books, ang tawag ay Pentateuch. At sumunod po yung 12 historical books na matatapos ngayong gabi. Imagine nyo, no? Natapos na tayo sa Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st, 2nd Samuel, uh, 1st Kings, 2nd Kings, Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, at ngayong gabi, Esther na tayo. Ayan, the final book of history, Star of the East, lesson number 14. Wow! Ang bilis, ano? Alam niyo po, yung mga events dito sa Book of Esther, nangyari to kasabay doon sa chapter 6 and 7 ng Book of Ezra. So alam naman natin ano, na ang principal character dito ay si Esther. At ang ibig sabihin ng Esther po ay star. Wow, parang superstar, megastar, diamond star, star for all season. Ako. At marami pang klaseng star. Although God's name is not mentioned dito sa libro na to, pero mararamdaman mo yung presence niya in between the lines. No, kasi meron kasing mga commentary na maaaring hindi na banggit ang pangalan ng Diyos. Maaaring talagang sinadyang tanggalin kasi possible na yung libro na to had to pass through sa mga hands ng mga Persian censors. No, kasi siyempre under sila ng Persian Empire. Anyway, in the last lesson, no, doon sa Ezra and Nehemiah, uh, tinuro natin na yung mga remnant, no, na mga Hudyo ay kumbaga naglakbay pabalik sa Israel, doon sa Judah, no, sa Jerusalem. No, however, the events in the book of Esther take place in Persia. No, so sa panahon ni Ezra and Nehemiah, pumunta sila doon sa Judah, pero ito doon pa rin sila sa Persia. Okay? So ano nangyari? Uh, the number of Jews, alam niyo ba, na who stayed in Persia, no, it far exceeded those who returned to Jerusalem. So madami talaga ang nagstay pa na mga Hudyo doon sa Persia. At the book of Esther records how the Hebrew race was saved from the extinction. No, at kasi may plano na ubusin sila. So itong libro na to ay pinakita kung paano siya uh, kung paano sinagip ng Panginoon, no, sa extinction yung Israel. God had been carefully protecting His chosen people for centuries so the promised Redeemer could come into the world through Abraham's seed. Kasi siyempre gusto niya proteksyonan ng Israel kasi merong promised Redeemer na lalabas dito. He could not therefore allow anyone to wipe them out. Ngayon, to prevent disaster, God used Esther, siyempre, to save His people. Kaya excited na ba kayong pag-usapan ang brief outline of Esther? So welcome po sa Fast Cut ng Esther summary, a new perspective na to encourage people to read the Bible and to soak themselves sa salita ng Diyos. So every book po sa Bible, pina-fast cut natin, sinasummarize natin para magkaroon ng magandang perspective ang lahat ng pwedeng manood at makinig. So simulan na natin chapters 1, 2. So 4 po na parts, no, si Esther becomes queen sa 1 and 2, sa chapters 3 and 4. Yun yung pag-usapan natin mamaya, yung plot ni Haman, no, sa mga Hudyo. Chapter 5, Esther's intercession, and chapter 6 to 10, deliverance of Israel. Ayan. Ay, simulan na natin. Part 1, Esther becomes queen. Paano ba naging reyna tong si Esther? Hudyo siya. Persian ano to eh. No, parang ano to, no, kumbaga US President si Trump, ang kanyang first lady, ang kanyang queen ay hindi naman American, no, or American born, or siya ay ano ba si Melania, Russian ba siya, whatever. So, parang ganon din to, no? Kumbaga, hindi Hudyo si Esther, pero naging queen siya ng Persia. Alam niyo, in chapter 1, si Vashti, siya talaga yung queen ng Persia. Maganda rin 'to, 'no? Yun lang, as a feast is taking place in the beautiful garden of King Ahasuerus' palace. No, sa ikapitong araw, grabe naman mag-party-party 'tong mga 'to. The feast, no? Nasa ikapitong araw ng piyesta, the king has run out of entertainment. Naubusan na ng paano niya pasasayahin yung kanyang mga bisita. So to keep his guests entertained, alam niyo ginawa? Ay, tingnan natin kung anong ginawa ni Hari. On the seventh day, Esther 1 verses 10 to 11, on the seventh day, when the king was feeling good from the wine, ibig sabihin, senglot na si Haring Ahasuerus. Ahasuerus commanded Naaman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcas, the 7 eunuchs who personally served him, to bring Queen Vashti before him with her royal crown. He wanted to show off her beauty to the people and the officials because she was very beautiful. Yun. Gagawing trophy wife. Ipasuot daw ang royal crown, tawagin si Queen Vashti, at pumarada sa bisita para naman ma-entertain yung kanyang mga bisita. Ay nako, when Vashti refuses to cooperate, no, napaya si Hari. Now, the king is embarrassed in front of many of his subjects and friends, syempre. Now, in anger, he asks his advisors what to do. Ano bang dapat kong gawin dito sa asawa kong to? Sabi ni King Ahasuerus, no? They tell him Vashti's behavior will inspire the women in the kingdom to despise their husbands. Nako, hari, mahal na hari. Kapag ka nagpatuloy yan, magiging trend yan sa mga kababaihan dito sa Persia na kainisan nila ang kanilang mga asawa. Therefore, ano ang in-advise nila sa hari? Basahin natin. Esther chapter 1 verse 19. If it meets the king's approval, he should personally issue a royal decree. Let it be recorded in the laws of the Persians and the Medes so that it cannot be revoked. Vashti is not to enter King Ahasuerus' presence, and her royal position is to be given to another woman who is more worthy than she. Oh, gumawa daw ng decree si Mahal na Hari at paalisin si Queen Vashti, no? At kumbaga at ibigay sa mas worthy na babae yung posisyon ni Queen Vashti. Okay? Alamin naman natin, no? Ano nangyari? Kailangan daw nila ng bagong reyna. Nako, ay kaganda naman itong reyna na to. Sino ba to? No? What plan for finding a new queen do the advisors think of? No, so anong plano? Paano magpapa-beauty contest ba tayo? Beauty pageant? Magpapa-ano ba tayo? Persia's Got Talent. Parang gano'n, no? Pero basahin natin sa Esther chapter 2 verses 2 to 4. The king's personal attendants suggested, let a search be made. Search nga. Let a search be made for a beautiful young virgins for the king. No, let the king appoint commissioners in each province of his kingdom so that they may gather all the beautiful young virgins to the harem at the fortress of Susa. Put them under the supervision of Higai, the king's eunuch, keeper of the women, and give them the required beauty treatments. Then the young woman who pleases the king will become queen instead of Vashti. This suggestion pleased the king, and he did accordingly. Wow, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Yun lang, no? Naalala ko na tuloy si Ivanka, ang tawag sa kanya ng mga Hudyo ay Queen Esther. Na. Hindi alam ko bakit kaya. Ayun pala, nalaman ko, ang asawa pala nito ay Hudyo. No? At syempre, yung mga favor na binibigay ng Trump administration sa Israel, kumbaga, ang tawag sa kanya Queen Esther. At kay Trump naman, ang tawag King Cyrus. So ito yung mga Persians, king and queen. Anyway, yun lang nakita kong connection sa present time na kung bakit. Kasi napansin ko sa bakit natawag ito na King Cyrus at Queen Esther. At naman, sakto naman sa pinag-aaralan natin. Ayun, uwian na po. May nanalo na. Itong napakagandang babae na to. Okay? Esther, who had been adopted by her cousin Mordecai, enters the contest. Esther is a very beautiful girl and is chosen to replace Vashti as queen. Uwian na. Ayun. Sa likod niya, mapansin nyo, yung malahari, si King Ahasuerus at saka si Mordecai. Ayan. Yung movie niyan, lumang movie ni Esther. So may nanalo na, may bago ng reyna, si Queen Esther. No? Ngayon, anong commendable act ang ginawa ng pinsan niyang si Mordecai? Okay, basahin natin. Esther chapter 2 verses 21 to 23. During those days, while Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate, Bigthan and Teresh, two of the king's eunuchs who guarded the entrance, became infuriated and planned to assassinate King Ahasuerus. When Mordecai learned of the plot, he reported it to Queen Esther. And she told the king on Mordecai's behalf. When the report was investigated and verified, both men were hanged on the gallows. This event was recorded in the historical record in the king's presence. Ooh. So, nalaman ni Mordecai gustong patayin yung mahal-hari. Sinabi niya kay Queen Esther na kanyang pinsan at sinabi naman ni Queen Esther sa mahal na hari. Kaya tsugi itong dalawang eunuch na to. Kaya mabango ang pangalan ni Mordecai. Punta naman tayo sa chapters 3 to 4, sa second part, the plot of Haman. Ano naman tong plano ni Haman? In these chapters, alam niyo po, we read of the success of a man named Haman. Napaka-successful. Bakit itong si Haman? He becomes the equivalent of a prime minister of Persia. Wow, big time yan. Kumbaga parang Joseph, the governor, parang ganun yan. Second sa Pharaoh, siya second sa mahal na hari, sa king of Persia. This position gives him the highest rank in the land next to the king. However, Haman's success becomes a disaster rather than a blessing. O bakit naman naging disaster ang kanyang pagiging prime minister? Alam nyo, Haman is a little man in a big position. Nako, bakit? Bakit siya little man in a big position? Kasi mapagpatol dahil sa kanyang fried chicken. Alamin natin. Alam nyo, kasi he cannot overlook that one little Jew, si Mordecai. Hindi niya mapalampas. Kasi ito si Mordecai will not bow down to him. Ayaw mag-bow down sa kanya. So pikon na pikon siya dito kay Mordecai. Now, imagine a man of high position and dignity should have overlooked the disrespect of this one poor Jew. But Haman's pride is hurt. Ayun, na-hurt ang kanyang fried chicken. So, he retaliates. Gumante. Bengador. Bengador, no? Kumbaga, gumanti siya. Hindi lang kay Haman, kay Mordecai. Alamin natin. Esther chapter 3 verse 6. And when he learned of Mordecai's ethnic identity, nalaman niya na Hudyo pala itong si Mordecai. It seemed repugnant to Haman to do away with Mordecai alone. He planned to destroy all of Mordecai's people, the Jews, throughout Ahasuerus' kingdom. So gusto niya ubusin lahat ng Hudyo sa palasyo, sa kingdom ni King Ahasuerus. No? Kasi gusto niya kumanti dito kay Haman. Inis siya. Alam niyo, ano nangyari? Tingnan natin. What does Haman seek to do? Yun nga, gusto niyang gumanti dito kay Mordecai. Alam niyo, Haman convinces King Ahasuerus na all Jews na nasa kingdom niya ay disloyal to him. No, he proposes the king set a day on which all disloyal subjects will be exterminated and offers the king a bribe. Now, if he will just authorize this killing of the Jews, thus the king signs a decree ordering the Persians to destroy the Jews on the 13th day of the first month and to confiscate all their property. Nako. Alam niyo, parang napanood ko na ito. Parang nangyari na ito noong 1970 sa Persia. Nang pinersecute nila uli yung mga Hudyo. No, parang napanood ko na ito. Parang nangyari na rin to noong kailan lang na nagpaplanong ubusin, no? Meron ngang sinabi yung Iran na death to America, death to Israel. No? Parang gano'n, ano? So, hindi na to bago eh. No? Kumbaga, nangyari na pala nung araw. No? So, tingnan natin anong nangyari sa mga panahon pa na ano. So, Mordecai sends Esther a copy of the decree so she can see how desperate the situation is. No, kasi sabi ni Mordecai, naku, ang pag-asa ko si Esther, yung pinsan ko, kasi baka hindi naiintindihan masyado ng hari kasi nilalaro siya ni Haman. Then he adds, eto maganda to, sikat na sikat to eh, no? Basahin natin. Ito yung sinulat no, sa chapter 4:14. If you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will come to the Jewish people from another place. But you and your father's family will be destroyed. Who knows? Perhaps you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Wow. Sikat na verse, no? Na madalas ginagamit ng mga Kristiyano na for such a time as this. All of us should consider this question siguro. Why has God put me in this place at this time? No, natanong mo na ba yan, kapatid, sa sarili mo, di ba? Bakit ka nandyan sa posisyon mo ngayon sa panahon na yan? Ano ang purpose mo? No? Kung maaaring crossroads ka ngayon, dami kang pinag-iisipan na gustong tawirin, gustong pagdesisyonan, no? Tanungin mo sarili mo at magbulay-bulay at matuto ka dito sa pinag-aaralan natin, no? Sa buhay ni Esther. Ang ganda ng tinanong sa kanya, sinabi sa kanya ni Mordecai, no? Na maaring perhaps you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Why has God put me in this place all this time? Alam niyo, God has a specific purpose for each of us being who we are and where we are. Kaya may purpose po. Kung nasaan ka, anong ginagawa mo, anong trabaho mo, sinong kapamilya mo, meron kang purpose sa Panginoon. Punta tayo sa chapter 5, no? Part 3 to. Esther's intercession. No? Alam niyo, Esther, in contrast to Haman, no? In fairness, nung si Esther, hindi naman naging abusada. No? She has not been spoiled by her high position. Although she is queen of Persia, she has not forgotten her cousin Mordecai. She does what has to be done with great courage. So nakinig siya doon sa pinadalang kopya ni Mordecai, no, doon sa decree na ginawa. Esther approaches the king but does not reveal her request immediately. Instead, she invites the king and the wicked Haman to a banquet. During this banquet, the king notices something is troubling Esther and asks her about it. However, Esther wisely tells the king she will make her request known the next day. After this first day of the banquet, Haman goes home swollen with pride that he has been included in such a royal affair. So, nagkaroon ng banquet, in-invite si Haman, nandun ang queen. Pagkatapos nakita ni king, naku, parang malungkot ka, aking mahal na reyna. At walang sinabi si Queen Esther, no? Sabi niya, kumbaga, sa next day na lang. Eventually, malalaman din ng hari. At ito naman si Haman, punong-puno ng pride. At ang sabi niya, ay nako, ako'y na-invite dito sa royal affair na to. At kumbaga, ganun ako ka-importante. Kumbaga, when it rains, it pours. Kumbaga, parang #blessed. Parang ganun. What does Haman do when he gets home? Alam niyo ba kung anong ginawa nito si Haman pag uwi? Basahin natin. Esther chapter 5 verses 10 to 12. Yet Haman controlled himself and went home. He sent for his friends and his wife Zeresh to join him. Then Haman described for them his glorious wealth and his many sons. He told them all how the king had honored him and promoted him in rank over the other officials and the royal staff. What's more, Haman added, Queen Esther invited no one but me to join the king at the banquet she had prepared. I am invited again tomorrow to join her with the king. Kita niyo naman, pinagyabang na ni Haman. Now with all Haman has position, pera, favor with the king, there is still one thing standing between him and happiness. Alam niyo yun? Now, what is the obstacle and how does he prepare to remove it? May isang obstacle no? Pero bago natin basahin yan, ano yung obstacle ni Haman? Palalahanan lang kita kapatid na may tinatawag na Haman heart. Punong-puno ng pride, yabang, inggit, jealousy, envy. Hindi po yan ang nais ng Panginoon na ipamuhay mo. Ang nais ng Panginoon ay magkaroon ka ng puso ng una-una, punong-puno ng pagmamahal sa Kanya. Pangalawa, punong-puno ng pagmamahal sa kapwa mo. Anuhin mo kung kabisado mo ang buong Biblia kung hindi mo naman pinamumuhay ito at hindi nakikita sa iyong buhay. Importante po sa lahat, ang Diyos natin ay hindi tumitingin sa physical na anyo natin. Lagi po siyang natingin sa ating puso. Kaya ngayong gabi, anong estado ng puso mo? Meron ka bang Haman heart? Meron ka bang puso ni Esther? Meron ka bang puso ni Mordecai? Ayan, balikan natin si Haman. Esther chapter 5, 13-14. Still, none of this satisfies me since I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate all the time. Oh my goodness. Little man in a big position, remember? Kaya talaga siya yung little man in a big position. Kasi ang liit-liit ng hindi niya mapalagpas. No, his wife, Zeresh, and all his friends told him, have them build a gallows 75 feet tall. Ask the king in the morning to hang Mordecai on it. Then go to the banquet with the king and enjoy yourself. The advice pleased Haman, so he had the gallows constructed. Naku, paggawa ka, yung 75 feet tall, pwede mong bigtiin yan si Mordecai, sabi nung kanyang mga kaibigan, saka ng asawa niya. No? And tuwan-tuwa naman to si Haman, no? Nagpagawa nga ng gallows, no? Nako, kanino kaya ginamit? Balikan lang po natin brief outline for Esther. Part 1, Esther becomes queen. Part 2, the plot of Haman. Part 3, Esther's intercession. Ano ang part 4? Ito na, deliverance of Israel. Chapter 6-10. Ano nangyari sa 6-10? Alam nyo, after the first day of the banquet, the king cannot go to sleep. So he calls for the royal chronicles or records or yung mga records to be read to him. So hindi makatulog tong si Haring Ahasuerus. Pinatawag niya yung kanyang royal chronicles o yung mga records at sabi, basahin niyan sa akin. So, kumbaga, mga history ng mga nangyari kaganapan. Okay, kumbaga sa present time parang nag-play siya ng YouTube videos. Ano ba nangyari nung mga panahon na to? The portion that is read contains the information furnished by Mordecai leading to the arrest and execution of the king's would-be assassins. Naalala niya tuloy yung kagandahang loob, kagandahang loob. Sabi ko kasi kanina, kagandahang loob. Yung H nilalagyan ko ng yung H tinatanggal ko, yung walang H nilalagyan ko ng H. Naku, kapampangan talaga ako. Anyway, immediately the king wants to know what has been done to repay Mordecai for such a great service. Gusto niyang magbigay pugay ng magpasalamat kay Mordecai. At this same moment, Haman walks into the court and the king orders him to be brought in. He then asked Haman what should be done for someone the king wants to honor. No? Sabi ng king, Haman, ano ba magandang gawin para i-honor ang isang honorable na tao. Ito naman, in the pride and selfishness of his own heart, Haman concludes he is the one the king wants to honor. So, ano nangyari? Now, what is Haman forced to do? Alamin natin. Esther chapter 6:7-9. Haman told the king, for the man the king wants to honor, have them bring a royal garment that the king himself has worn, and a horse the king himself has ridden, which has a royal crown on its head. Put the garment and the horse under the charge of one of the king's most noble officials. Have them clothe the man the king wants to honor, parade him on the horse through the city square, and call out before him, this is what is done for the man the king wants to honor. Ay, nako, sinetap niya. Akala niya kasi siya eh. Right? So, sinetap niya. On the second day, on the second day of the, hindi alam ni Haman si Mordecai yung tinutukoy ng king. On the second day of Esther's banquet for the king and Haman, no? So sa pangalawang araw ng kanilang kainan, no, kanilang boodle fight, no, kasama si Queen Esther, si King Ahasuerus at saka si Haman, no, si Esther has the opportunity to reveal Haman's plot to kill Mordecai as well as all the Jews in Persia. Okay? So when Esther tells the king Haman has deceived him into making a decree to exterminate all the Jews in the land, and she also would be exterminated kasi nga, Hudyo rin siya. Anong ginawa ng mahal na hari? Basahin natin. Esther chapter 7-10. I'm sorry. Kamali ako. Ayan. They hanged, no? Ito yung ginawa. Anong ginawa ng malari, no? They hanged Haman on the gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's anger subsided. Galit na galit tong si mahal na hari. Kasi nga sinetap siya ni Haman. No? Napaka schemy, no? Kumbaga sneaky. Kumbaga masyadong tuso tong si Haman. So ang ginawa ng mahal na hari, napag-alaman niya na gusto niya palang ipapatay si Mordecai, yung gusto niyang i-honor. Na akala na Haman siya. Pag pinapatay niya si Mordecai, pinapatay niya yung mga Hudyo, kasali doon yung kanyang asawa. No? This is an illustration, no, of what biblical principle na pwede nating makita sa Proverbs 11:8. Ito, dapat maging life lesson sa atin to lahat, mga kapatid. Sabi sa Proverbs 11:8, the righteous one is rescued from trouble. Okay? In his place, the wicked one goes in. Ano yung natutunan natin kay Haman? Di ba? Napaka-wicked niya. No, si Mordecai, righteous. Kung ikaw ay nabubuhay ng may righteousness at nagmamahal sa Diyos, may takot sa Diyos, kahit anong plot sa iyo ng mga masasama, ng mga wicked people, no, sila pa rin ang may in trouble kasi ipapalit ng Diyos yung mga tao na yun, yung mga wicked na yun sa iyo. So, i-vindicate ka ng Panginoon. Kaya huwag kang matakot, no, kahit anong sabihin sa ng mga tao or pag-chismisan ka na patalikod. Kung di naman totoo, huwag kang matakot. Isang araw, i-vindicate ka ng Panginoon. Alright? Alam nyo, etong etong problema, no? A Persian king's decree, itong problema, could not be changed. Hindi pwedeng baguhin. No, kasi nabitawan niya na eh. Okay? So, it is what it is. Kumbaga, decree na yun. Papatay na lahat ng mga Hudyo. So, ang ginawa niya, gumawa siya ng isa pang decree. No, so the decree for the Jews massacre could not be reversed. Therefore, the king makes another decree permitting the Jews to defend themselves and to slay anyone who attacks them. So, gumawa siya ng decree ulit na, sige, since di ko na marireverse ng decree na patayin niya yung mga Hudyo, binibigyan ko ng permiso na idepensa nila ang kanilang sarili. At kung sakaling mapatay nila ang gustong pumatay sa kanila, ay hindi sila hahabulin ng batas at wala silang pananagutan doon. Wow. The book of Esther closes with the appointment of Mordecai to the position that had been held by Haman. O siya tuloy ang pinalit, di ba? And the description of the origin of the Feast of Purim. Nako, ano naman tong Feast of Purim? Nagkaroon ng piyesta. Purim, ano ibig sabihin? Ito ay commemorating the deliverance of the Jewish people of the ancient Persian Empire as described in the Bible book of Esther. Ayan. Now, it commemorates the deliverance of the Jews from the destructions by the Persians. It is a Thanksgiving Day para sa mga Hudyo. At hanggang ngayon, no, inaano pa nila yan, kumbaga ina-observe pa nila yan. Purim, one of Judaism's more colorful and popular holidays, is celebrated. No? Itong taon na to, sinelebrate nila no March 9 hanggang March 10. Ako, birthday pa ng misis ko. And yun sa outside Israel. Sa Jerusalem, I think March 10 hanggang 11 kasi iba yung time zone. Anyway, ang madalas silang kinakain dyan perhaps the most widely held food tradition on Purim is eating triangular-shaped foods such as kreplach and hamantashen pastries. Kreplach are pasta triangles filled with ground beef or chicken, and hamantashen are triangles of pastry dough surrounding a filling often made with dates or poppy seeds. Ayan, yan yung itsura nun. Colorful feast. So, sarap ng kwentuhan natin sa Book of Esther. Next attraction po, Book of Job. Next week, next Wednesday, pag-usapan natin Book of Job. Anyway, manalangin po tayo. Madakilang Ama namin sa langit, our gracious, merciful Heavenly Father, we thank you. Thank you so much for all the wisdom that we learned from you today, Lord God. Tonight, Panginoon, napatunayan namin na kami ay tinawag mo for such a time as this. Panginoon, kami ay tinawag mo para mabuhay in righteousness. Ang puso namin ay maging malinis, tanggalin ang pride, ang inggit, ang jealousy, at ang hatred towards other people. Maraming salamat, Panginoon, dahil hindi man nabanggit ang pangalan niyo sa Book of Esther, pero yung presence niyo, Panginoon, ay hindi po pwedeng i-deny na obvious po. Maraming salamat po, Panginoon, sa patuloy niyo na sa amin, Panginoon. Patuloy niyo na salamat po, Panginoon, sa patuloy mo ang pagprotekta sa amin. Salamat po, Panginoon, sa lahat ng pagpapala mo sa amin. Baguhin niyo po ang aming puso, Panginoon. At patuloy niyo po kaming turuan. At patuloy niyo po kaming palaguin, Panginoon, sa aming spiritual na buhay. Ito po ang aming saring dalangin sa ngalan po ng Panginoong Yesus. Amen. Maraming salamat po. Thank you for having us again sa inyong mga bahay-bahay. And next attraction po, Book of Job. Huwag niyo pong kalilimutan. At next week, magkita-kita ulit po tayo. We'll see you on Sunday. God bless you. Maraming salamat po. Bye.